try that. That's a fig. We're having a look at the mycorrhizal fungi.
What is the most standard problem that you see in?
Well, it's not a problem. It's a way of agriculture, and that's ploughing the soil and losing all the microbiology in the soil. Everything that happens above the ground is a cause or effect of what's happening in the soil. This is why our indigenous people who have been here for 65,000 years, they understand you care for country and then everything else is fine. I have just won a Victorian Rural Women's Award for my work for regenerative agriculture and soil health. And I've spent the last 50 years working in soil health with farmers.
Just to tell you, I think you already must be aware, I'm just 19 years old. So you just worked for it for 50 years.
Yeah, and so my commitment, I have probably the advantage of, as far as I'm concerned, never had to go to work, because every day I get up with my passion to care for country and to care for farmers and to care for the soil. Now this farm here, when we came here 55 years ago, there's no trees, nothing. There was nothing on this farm. And this is Alan, my husband.
Hi Alan.
Now, would you like a coffee or a tea?
I'm good. Question you'd like.
I'm okay too.
You're okay. Yeah. So here we've never used a synthetic chemical on this farm. It's all organic. Everything that grows is grown in compost. We grow most of our own fruits and vegetables. We have our own chickens. And so we try to live as much as we can with the season, with the soil, with respect. And so the sort of philosophy that obviously you have and I have, it's not something that you learn. You've got to feel it from your heart. If it doesn't come from your heart, it doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. It's just you making words and making noises. So unless you actually feel what you're doing, then I don't believe it's real. I just think it's superficial, or it's ticking boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
So it has to be a passion, and it's certainly a passion of mine, continues to be. And I'll continue to do and talk to farmers while I can still stand. I work in UAE and Egypt and Fiji and Singapore. We've just got some new jobs in Sulawesi, so New Zealand, all over Australia. People are starting to listen, and particularly young children are starting to listen to the fact that there is no planet B, there is only this planet, and we have to respect it and we have to try and protect it because we're running out of time fast. And so and I'm hoping that what I'm saying is resonating with you, because I think what you're saying is you feel the same way. And it's great to see somebody young out there doing what I'm doing, because I'm at the end of my life. You're at the beginning
have 20
of your
years
life.
at least. Yeah.
That's what I'm aiming for. And so you are the next generation that has to take over this honest caring for the land, caring from the soil. And I say to my farmers, don't worry about growing crops, be a soil farmer. And if you're a soil farmer, you get the soil right. It doesn't matter what you have grow above the ground, it'll grow, and it'll grow well. So this is what I look at is become a soil farmer. And here's one of my clients just dropping off a sample.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we do. So we work a lot. We do a lot of workshops. We do a lot of education here. And so I'll show you the lab in a minute. And we're proud of what we do because I think we'll be on the right side of history. When all of the chips are down, our footprint is going to be very, very light, and that's important. Yeah. So that's kind of me.
Mary, could you tell us a bit more about your work with Dr. Elaine Ingham in the States?
Oh, Elaine and I are a similar age. She is very much probably I would consider the most important soil microbiologist that's ever lived, and there's nobody that comes close to what she's done for making, I suppose, soil and soil health accessible to so many people. I mean, it's always been there. You've always got scientists, but you haven't had someone like Elaine to be able to bring it to the ordinary people in a way that it's understandable. And so I met Elaine, I don't know, 2012 or something like that, when she came out here. And I'd like to think we're friends because we do similar work. And her methodology was very applicable to what I was doing. And so, I hope she and I can live on to continue our good work. So, yeah, no, she's doing great things. So she has done great things. But as I say, we're both in the twilight of our years. So we need young disciples like all of these to be able to take on the work, and it's starting to happen. So you'll need to keep asking me questions because I'm not sure what you're wanting from me.
So I'm trying to raise awareness about soil. So we're going shooting videos with school, with farmers, with soil scientists, with politicians, with people in like Hollywood or sports or anything and everything.
Yes. And so where are you going from here? Have you got all your contacts in place?
In Melbourne? Yes. So we are hosting an event on Friday, or is it Saturday?
Friday night.
We are hosting an event on Friday at about 6:30 to 8 in the night.
In the city, is it?
Yes.
Sunshine.
Oh, okay.
It's Sunshine. And Tony Renuado, the forest maker, he would be coming there. The Council General of India, he would be coming there.
Okay.
And people from all walks of life. We've invited the school people that we've been today.
Where is it? Where are you meeting?
It's at the Sunshine. It's at the Isha Yoga Center in Sunshine.
In Sunshine. Oh,
yes.
Gosh, that's about as far away from here as you can be.
Yes.
Yes, right. Yeah, no, it's way over the other side of the city. Yeah. Oh, that's good. And have you got a lot of interest?
Other than that, yes. As of now, we have 25 confirmations.
Over 70 in terms of registrations. Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
And apart from that, we'll be going to university in Melbourne.
Oh yes. What,
Melbourne.
to the soils?
I'm sorry.
To the soils department?
We're going to the Enactus program at Victoria University.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, at Victoria University.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I don't know Victoria University very well because I'm at Melbourne University. Yeah. And I think Victoria University is over that other side of the city, isn't it? Yes. Yes. That's good. That's good. And so you have a presentation that you make, do you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I speak about soil through the medium of my journey, and we play a video showing technical details in as simple way and easily understandable way for everyday people. Even a 5-year-old can understand, if not 100%, maybe 50% of it.
And is there any way that I can get access to see it?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We'll share it
I'd
with you.
love to see it.
It's available on YouTube already.
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
we'll share the links.
Yeah, no, that would be great if you can just email me or something. No, I'd love to do, because what I'd like to do is link it to my website so that the people, my sort of followers can access
Definitely.
it. Oh,
We'll do
that'd be
that.
that. Yeah, no, I'd be happy to do that.
So the whole aim is to get everyone who eats food from soil, only those people, make them learn and make them speak about soil, so that they show concern about soil and they speak on social media about soil, so that policy leaders, businessmen can incentivize the farmers to turn towards regenerative methods of doing agriculture?
Unfortunately, a lot of, and I'm sure Australia is not unique, but you have people in the urban and metropolitan areas that think their milk comes out of a bottle and their carrots come out of a plastic bag.
Well, when I
they
speak
don't-
with people of my generation or a bit more younger, I would say, they say where the food comes from Woolworths, Coles, Aldi's, and sometimes refrigerator.
Yeah, I despair. I despair. The urban, and this is what I try to do with schools and whatever, is to or even with just people coming to my workshops, to come and actually work. I have young people coming and working in the garden and making compost and things, and just to show them. I occasionally talk to some of the little urban community gardens, and I say, you're in the community. You've really got to draw in so many of these people, but the young people particularly, so that they understand that their food does come out of the ground. And there are farmers that are working 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to make sure that you can have your fruits and vegetables in the city. Show them some respect and learn a little bit more about it. That is what disappoints me a little bit, is that farmers don't get the respect that they should.
100%.
They're not acknowledged. I was talking to a group of, it was a conference on Friday, rural financial planners or something, and I made the comment that it's really important that people in the community inside the metropolitan area understand what goes into growing a carrot, what goes into making a bottle of milk. It's not going to work from 9 to 5, 4 or 5 days a week maybe, and if you're lucky you stay home for 3 anyway and work from home. A farmer's up regardless of the weather, regardless of whether it's cold or hot or wet, every day of the week, every day of the year. And so don't expect that you're going to get your food for nothing. Pay what it's worth. And that doesn't happen. And this is the supermarkets that, they should have a bomb under them. Supermarkets do not reflect the actual quality and value of fresh fruit and vegetables. Absolutely not. When you see, and the farmer constantly is being told to meet a set of standards for looks, not for nutritional value. We don't get paid for quality in Australia as a farmer. We get paid for quantity. Well, and then if it doesn't meet a particular standard, it's taken to landfill because they're not allowed to sell it to another source. There's a whole lot of things that are so wrong about the supermarket monopoly on distribution and value of fresh fruit and vegetables that just needs to be broken. And it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable for farmers. And in Australia, one farmer suicides every 10 days. Has somebody told you that yet?
Well, if you know about the numbers in India, you'd be probably shocked.
Yeah, well, you've got a lot more people than we have. I mean, we've only got 25 million people in Australia, and that's probably one of your cities.
Yes.
Well, not even one of your cities.
Not even one.
But
of
if
the-
you think of just one of your cities, one farmer every 10 days, and then if you multiply that up by your population, the figure would be horrendous. But that should not be happening. These people are doing nothing but trying to provide for a community that lives in an urban area, and that's so the fact that they feel they have to take their lives, that's disrespectful on the people. The people in the city are disrespecting them too much. They're not giving them the value that they should be, and that's one of the major things that upsets me, is farmers not being valued.
It's the whole point of doing the journey, that the people that we're trying to raise awareness with, making them speak about soil,
Yes.
so that policy level action in terms of governments, in terms of businesses, they should incentivize the farmers to turn towards regen agriculture. Agroforestry is one example, or to make it simple, to increase organic content in the soil to a minimum of 3 to 6%. And when they do that, we are trying to make like sort of thing like if you go to a market, you should be able to see the food that comes from what kind of soil it is, what is the level of organic matter in the soil,
Yeah.
so it can demonstrate the nutritional benefits of it.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, that's why farmers markets are becoming a lot more
Yes.
important and popular. And also, there's a lot of farmers now are bypassing the supermarkets, as you've probably been told, by what we call the paddock to plate. So they make their vegetable boxes, or they humanely, well, not that there's any humane way of killing an animal, but they kill their animals with less stress, and then take the meats directly to the consumer rather than going through the supermarket. I mean, all of that has to be a positive move, but it's slow. But then when you've got land banking by international multinational corporates, global corporates that have no concern for wherever the land is, they just want land that will produce quantity, not quality. While you've got that going on, and that happens in Australia, and I'm sure it happens in other countries, it's very difficult to get the shift from making regen as the exception rather than the rule. Synthetic chemistry should be the exception, but it's not. And so, but there's been a big change in my lifetime, but we're still not there. And Australia has more organic farming than any other country in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
The very reason I started from Australia, this journey,
yes,
as the first country,
yes,
is Australia is probably the single country in the entire planet which has something like National Soil Plan.
oh yes, oh definitely, it's serious business. It's so slow. It's so slow. I'm not going to live to see the change.
But if
it's
it
happening.
doesn't happen in the time that is required, even we won't live to.
Well, this is it. This is it. When you look at the United Nations figures, 60 harvests, potentially 60 harvests left.
It's the scary part, and
well,
there's
that's for
UNCCD.
children.
They are saying that in the next 25 years, that is by 2050, 90% of the world's agricultural soil will be gone,
That's right.
and we're expected to produce 40% less food for the population that we'll have in the next 25 years.
But you see, and that's not sustainable. But the thing is, what you find when you, and I find with my farmers, when you improve the soil quality, you improve the nutrient quality, and when you improve the nutrient quality, less needs to be eaten by your cattle or by your dairy cows or by humans. So we don't need to keep making more and more land available. We need to use the land that we've got properly, and we're not doing that with synthetic chemistry.
They did a research on an orange. They're saying if you eat one orange 100 years back, and if you eat 8 oranges now, it has the same nutrients. And
it's
similar is with
horrible.
cereals, with anything and everything that we eat.
There's a really nice paper that I use in my talks where I can't remember the person's name, I'd have to look it up, where he looked at the nutrient value of fruits, vegetables, just the common fruits, vegetables, meats, birds, etc. From the end of Second World War up until 1970, I think, when he wrote the paper. The nutrient value basically of almost every food and the minerals in foods went down, in some cases 100%, and most of them 80 and 90% loss, and that's what you're saying here.
Yes.
And that there's actually research papers there that show all of that, show those figures. And yet when you think about what you and I are talking about, it's what our great grandparents did. It's not rocket science, caring for the soil. That's not rocket science.
It's actually
It-
quite
it's village living.
yes. It is possible for everyday people, but
Of
they make
course.
it overly complex.
Of course. Of course.
Completely agree on that. Ashwin here, he's a psychiatrist here in Melbourne,
Mm.
and I was just speaking to him earlier today that what is the role between soil health and mental health? What is the relation? He's telling that the food that we eat, if it comes from a soil which does not have enough nutrients, there will be no nutrients in the soil, in the food, and because there is no nutrition in the food that we eat, it won't help to develop the necessary chemicals required to be there in our brain. Like one of them was
Serotonin.
serotonin, dopamine, all of these chemicals.
Mm.
So if they are not there,
Mm.
you're like suffering mentally in a very big way.
Mm. Well, there's papers out now where they're almost they're not even intimating, they're almost saying it's a given that the children born today may not outlive their parents because of the poor quality food they're eating, and yet parents desperately are trying to do the right thing by their children, but it's not the parents' fault, it's what they have access to in the shops or wherever.
Yes.
They're in effect killing their children, and it's not them, it's the supermarkets and the big global people who have this large farm mentality, and so if you have large area, you've got to have efficiency, and so efficiency means using chemicals and ploughing up the soil, which together is totally destructive of any sort of nutritional value in the food. So you talk to parents, and then then you say, well, that means I'm guilty of killing my children. Well, it's not that simple. It's what you have access to that's killing your children, not you. You're trying to do the right thing. It's a terrible situation. It's a terrible situation, and it doesn't have to be that way. This is what I find so frustrating, is that it doesn't have to be that way. We know there's another. I mean, this property here, our vegetable garden and whatever, they've never seen synthetic chemistry, and we have people here come and pick our figs at the moment and our strawberries, and they say, "Gosh, that tastes strange." I say, "No, that's the way it's supposed to taste. You've just never tasted a strawberry."
Strange in a better way, or
Oh, absolutely. They say, "Oh, this is, smell it, I can taste it, I've never tasted a strawberry like this." I say, "Well, in a supermarket you won't. This is grown in compost. This is grown. We've taken our here. I did some total carbon of our soil back in the 1980s, and it was running. I can't remember the exact figure. But it was running between 12 and 14%. It was already very good. We did it again last year. It was 23%.
wow. Is it there in the farm right now? Can we have a look?
It's very dry at the moment.
Okay.
It's very, very dry, but yeah, I mean, you can have a look. I'll get Alan, but we haven't had rain. We really haven't had rain since October, so our soil is very, very dry. And the only reason that we've still got green grass is because we have 100% cover 100% of the time. We don't allow ploughing on this farm. We use a yeoman's plough. And I had the very great privilege of meeting Alan Yeoman and Christine, and so we just use drill lines, and then our little veggie garden. I can show you later, and so it's a case of, and the same thing with the eggs. We've had children come and stay here, saying that they don't like eggs. Well, at this house, you don't say you don't like something until you've tried it. If you try it and you don't like it, then that's okay. But don't say you don't like anything until you have tried it. And so this little 4-year-old, she had an egg. She had another egg. And they were here for a week, and she had another egg. And then she went back to town. They live in Townsville in far north Queensland. And her parents, "No, she's eating eggs now, so we'll buy eggs." She wouldn't eat them. These are not eggs. Now, my taxi driver, he has a young son, about 8 or 9 years old. He will eat our eggs. He won't eat the eggs out of the shop. Their palate is so attuned to that difference. I mean, I can't necessarily pick the difference, but here's two little children, not totally different states, different times. They can pick the taste of an egg that comes from an organic chicken against the eggs that you buy in the supermarket. So there's a difference. They're picking, well, as the family up in Townsville, they had to go and get their own chickens now, so they raise their own chickens. But that just shows that even a small child, has a palate that can pick up the difference in food. Same with people coming in having the strawberries. People now eating our figs. Can I just...
What is the most standard problem that you see in?
Well, it's not a problem. It's a way of agriculture, and that's ploughing the soil and losing all the microbiology in the soil. Everything that happens above the ground is a cause or effect of what's happening in the soil. This is why our indigenous people who have been here for 65,000 years, they understand you care for country and then everything else is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And we can feed 9 billion people by caring for country.
Mm-hmm.
We can't do it by agriculture the way it's happening now. Not going to happen. That's why we've only got 60 harvests left if we don't change what we're going to do.
Well,
that's why in 20 years' time we've got toxic soils.
That's again a very old metric. Recently, the scale, the percentage,
I know.
I don't know. Our generation will be like...
Yeah, and does my generation have the right to give you a desert? No, they don't. And I'm trying not to give you a desert. But, like Elaine and a few other people like me, we're just voices. But I think we've made a huge impact in our lifetime.
I'm trying to amplify voices like of yours.
Yeah.
I've met Ravi Naidu. I think he in New South Wales maybe. He is a soil scientist as well. You must be knowing him, Ravi Naidu.
I know the name, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know him personally.
Yes. So I'm trying to amplify voices because people don't hear scientists and it is very technical for them. And they don't have interest as such, most people.
Yes.
Particularly younger ones. It is increasing the number, they are moving towards it.
That's right.
But still we have to, so I'm trying to amplify your voices to them.
Obviously you're doing a good job, and I support you 100%. So well done and good luck.
Thank you.